Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to our course Writing 1, Lecture 12, Classification. Today we're going to learn how to write a paragraph of a classification. It is chapter 13 in your book, the Right Start book. You know that some subjects are very complicated or contain many parts. A simple explanation or description of these subjects often is not enough for your readers to understand them fully. So that some subjects or some topics are very large. They are complicated. Using explanations, using descriptions are not enough. So what to do? Sometimes you need to break a larger point into smaller points so you can explain it in your writing. So this major topic, you can break it into smaller topics or smaller points. Classification is the process of separating out smaller points from a larger concept and organizing these smaller points into easily recognized groups. This is the definition of a classification. Again, so what do we mean by classification? It means it is the process of separating out smaller points from a larger concept and organizing these smaller points into easily recognized groups. We organize them into groups, into categories. These groups can be based on color, on shape, on kind, or any other type of category that readers will understand easily. So again, what do we mean by classification? It means to break or separate a larger topic or subject into a smaller one. So we have a larger point, we separate, we break it into smaller points, and we categorize these points into groups according to color, according to shape, according to kind, or any related item. For instance, if you were asked to write a paragraph about the work of William Shakespeare, we know that William Shakespeare has a large variety of work. We can classify them according to sonnets, histories, comedies, tragedies, dark comedies, and romances. Classifying his work into smaller categories makes it easier to make a point about some aspect of his writing, so that you can write about a specific area, not about everything in general. He has lots of work. So when you classify them, you will be more specific for your readers. How to break down a topic? How can we break down a topic? The same subject or topic can be classified in a variety of ways. For example, I have a topic is food. This is a topic. Food can be separated into meat, dairy, vegetables, fruits, and grains. We have a topic that is music. Music can be classified into soul, rock, alternative, jazz, classical, swing, and so on. It is important, however, to keep the units of classification of the same type. This is a very important note. When you classify them, they should appear to the reader as being belonging to the same type. They should belong to the same type. Do not talk about color and then add something that is related to shape. No. If you are talking about the color, all the categories will be related to the color. For example, here, dress slacks might be classified according to fabric. According to fabric, we have cotton, we have twill, we have wool. By adding a category of a price range is inappropriate, okay? Not appropriate, because the price does not belong with fabric. So when you add price to this group, it is inappropriate. You are talking about fabric, don't add price or color or anything that does not belong to the same group. Let's see this activity, identifying the item that does not belong. Look here at this example. Which one does not belong to the topic shoes? We have here wingtip, athletic, blue, high heel. If you look at these are types of shoes except C. C, blue, is a color. The color does not belong to the types of shoes. So this one should not be categorized and added in your paragraph. Read these examples at home and try to identify which one does not belong to the group. And this will be discussed in our Zoom session, inshallah. The topic sentence. You know that topic sentence is essential in writing paragraphs. If you are writing a descriptive paragraph, narrative paragraph, exemplification paragraph, or classification paragraph, topic sentence is essential. But you have to pay attention for classification paragraph. There is something to be added in the topic sentence. In a classification paragraph, begin with the topic sentence that clearly states the subject or topic, how the subject will be divided, and why classifying the subject is important. So the topic sentence should answer this question: why and how, and what is the subject. The three questions: what, how, why. What is the subject, how the subject will be divided, will be classified, and why classifying the subject is important. Let's see example. To study the geologic evolution of the earth more easily, we can classify rocks as igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. This is a topic sentence. What is the subject? The subject is the rocks, because we're going to talk about classifications of rocks. So this is the subject, this is the topic. What are the categories? They are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. What is the controlling idea? To learn about the formation of earth. This is the formation of earth, geologic evolution of earth. This is the controlling idea. Rocks is the subject or the topic, and these are the categories which are related to rocks. Now let's see the entire paragraph of a classification. To study the geologic evolution of the earth more easily, we can classify rocks as igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. This is the topic sentence, as we said. The topic is rocks. The categories are these three kinds or types of rocks, and the controlling idea is to study the geologic evolution of the earth. All these three parts are found in the topic sentence. Three parts: topic, controlling idea, and classification categories. The first type, igneous rock, is formed when a molten mass of rock magma from deep within the earth rises and fills in cracks close to the surface of the earth through a volcano. Now look here. The first type, you are talking here in this paragraph about the first type, that is igneous. Moving to the second one, what we say? We say sedimentary rocks, the second category, are formed when other rocks disintegrate and the particles from these rocks usually are carried by water into larger bodies of water where they settle on the bottom and form layers of rocks. Shale and sandstone are common sedimentary rocks. So shale and sandstone are examples of sedimentary rocks. The last type, now moving to the third one, that is metamorphic, we say the last type, metamorphic rock, can be traced to a parent igneous or sedimentary rock and is formed through heat and pressure. For instance, the metamorphic rock slate is formed when shale is pressurized over time in a low temperature environment. Paragraph analysis. Let's analyze this paragraph by asking and answering these questions. Question 1. Into what categories does the writer classify the subject? As we said, we have three categories: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Question 2. What does the writer say about the first category? Igneous rock is formed by volcanic magma cooling near the Earth's surface. Question 3. What is said about the second category? Second category, that is what? Sedimentary. Sedimentary rock is formed from the particles of other rocks. Question 4. When classifying using examples is an excellent method of achieving clarity. What example of a sedimentary rock does the writer use? We said shale and sandstone. Question number 5. What information does the writer state about the third category? Metamorphic rock is formed from other rocks by heat and pressure. That is what is said about the third type of rocks, metamorphic. What example is given to clarify the information? Slate is formed from shale. This is another example. Note, this is a very important note. Note that the only categories of rocks discussed in the paragraph are those mentioned in the topic sentence. No new topics or subtopics were added. Here again, we mentioned in the topic sentence 3 types of rocks, 3 categories they are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. And when we talked about these categories, we did not add any new category or topic. We talked only about these 3 categories. We did not add any new information. You have to limit yourself to the classifications which are stated in the topic sentence. Transitional expressions, and as you see here, in every type of paragraphs we talk about transition expressions. We said that they link the ideas and add rhythm to your paragraphs. In classification paragraphs, transitional expressions help link your categories together so that they don't appear simply as a list. And that is said also when we talked about exemplification paragraph of examples. We said that these examples should not appear as a list. They should be linked together by using transitional expressions. Transitional expressions also help focus the reader's attention on the variety of categories, types, kinds, and divisions. So it also helps to draw the reader's attention on the variety of categories, of types, of kinds, of divisions. Here are transitional expressions. You can use these words or phrases. The first type, the second type, the last type can be categorized, can be classified, can be divided. The first kind, the second kind, the next kind, the first division, the second division, the final division. So these are examples of the commonly used transitional expressions for classification. This activity says identifying transitional expressions. List the transitional expressions you find in the example paragraph regarding types of rocks. Let's see them and do this task together. This is the paragraph. What are the transitional expressions that are used? The first type, the second category, the last type. These are transitional expressions. And also we have, for instance, to conclude the paragraph. Now, in practice 5, writing topic sentence, I want you to write a topic sentence. But before that, let's discuss this example. For the following groups, separate each into smaller units of the classification. Each group, you can break it into smaller units of the classification. Afterward, write a topic sentence for each one of these groups. We have 2 groups. Group 1, oil paints. Group 2, restaurants. Group 1 is answered. So the topic here is oil paints, colors from oil. The unit of classification, oil paints, means using colors. So the unit of classification is color. Categories, now we are going to classify the oil paints according to the color. Okay? Categories means we are going to classify the oil paints, that is the group, that is the topic, that is the subject, into a unit of classification that is the color. These categories are sunset red, forest green, sky blue. These are the colors. Now we want to write the topic sentence. In this topic sentence, you are going to combine the group, that is the topic, the unit of classification, that is the categories here should be mentioned in the topic sentence. Because landscape painters want to capture nature realistically, oil paints come in a variety of colors. And here we divide this unit of classification, the color, into these three categories, including sunset red, forest green, and sky blue. Okay, the same you are going to do with restaurants. This is the topic, restaurants, group or topic, and I want the unit of classification. They share one thing, and this thing that they share, I want you to categorize it into categories. Then you form your topic sentence, including the topic, the unit of classification, and the categories which you write here. Do this at home, and we will discuss it when meet during the Zoom session. Practice 8. Analyzing a classification paragraph. It is good to analyze paragraphs of any type, and for more practice you can analyze more paragraphs in your book. You have many other paragraphs that you can read and analyze. Let's read this passage, then analyze it. Pile drivers, carpenters, and millwrights are the dedicated blue-collar workers in the honorable field of construction. The first type of worker, the pile driver, lays the foundation for massive buildings. Unfortunately, working with heavy concrete pilings is a risky job, and many pile drivers have lost their lives performing this task. The second type, as you see here, we move, this is a transitional expression. The second type of a blue-collar worker is the carpenter. They stand the walls, supply the roof, and prepare the interior. Carpenters often suffer aching joints and other early signs of aging. The last category, this is the last category, okay, of worker is the millwright. Millwrights install the machinery in office buildings and factories. Working with such heavy equipment is dangerous and often leads to serious injury. Let's analyze this paragraph by asking some questions and answering them. Question 1. What do you think is the writer's purpose in writing this paragraph? What is his purpose? Of course, to extol the virtues of blue-collar workers. What are the virtues of blue-collar workers? This is the purpose of the paragraph. 2. How does the writer categorize the blue-collar workers? What do the categories have in common? The writer categorizes the blue-collar workers into pile drivers, into carpenters, and millwrights. These are the three types of blue-collar workers. What do the categories have in common? All their jobs are dangerous, and he said in his paragraph that some lost their lives while working. Can you think of other categories of blue-collar workers? Is there a dangerous aspect to their jobs? Yes, we have here warehousing, oil fields, firefighting, construction, manufacturing, sanitation, custodial work, and technical installations. They use their hands and physical abilities to perform their duties, so their jobs are really dangerous. Identify any transitional devices the writer has used. How do they add to the effectiveness of the paragraph? Of course, the transitional devices were the first type, the second type, the last category. And of course, they organize the three types of work chronologically. This organization helps the reader remain focused on the categories. This is the benefit of adding the transitional expressions. Does the writer's word choice support the serious tone? Point out some examples. Here, to explain the question, the writer chose some words, and we talked about words choice in your paragraph. You have to be careful when you select your words. They should be to the point, they should be meaningful. And here he asks us, does the writer's word choice support the serious tone? Is the tone of the paragraph serious? Yes, of course it is serious. Why? How? Point out some examples. It is serious because he is talking about words like dedicated, honorable, risky, loss, suffer, aching joints, dangerous, serious injury. All these words are serious words, not funny words, serious words. So the tone is serious. This is your homework. We have a topic bank. Write a classification paragraph about one of the following topics. Choose one of these. Either you write about fans at a sporting event, about clothes, successes or failures, dates you've had, movies, problems of a new student. Choose just one topic and write a classification paragraph. Don't forget, your topic sentence should contain three main elements. That is the topic, the categories, okay? And the controlling idea, of course, should be clear in your topic sentence. This is a chapter self-assessment. Check either true or false on the blanks next to the statement, and after that tell me why is it false, how can you correct it. This will be homework for you and will be discussed in Zoom session. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and healthy. Goodbye for now. Thank you.